This is Pav BHAMBRA for PSP Sports with the Jamie Cox versus George Groves press conference here today at the Landmark in London. I'm joined by Eddie Hearn. How you doing, Eddie?
What the fuck is that guy? What's going on, man?
Well, what's wrong with it this time?
Well, like, you're one extreme to the other. You're like all shaggy,
yeah.
Then you're like a little bit sort of preppy. Now you're like punk rocker.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Are you sure it's a punk rock? This is dedicated hair.
It's moving towards a Mohican.
This is going to the barbers saying...
What do you ask for when you go for that?
So I walk in...
No, seriously, I'm being serious.
I know. Right, so I walk in,
yeah.
Say, usual barber, as always. Say, can I have back and sides one? Can I have a line here? Then I say, Can you only take a bit off from the top, leave most of it on, and then do my beard, like, shaped and take all this off?
It's not like short back and sides, is it? Because it's a short sides, top, and a little bit more. Yeah, I'm just shocked. Like, I don't know what. Like, when I go in, I go, can you just do a short back and sides and try and cover up a little bit of receding bits and sort of, you know. But that's interesting. Very good.
So it's what worse than
look at your man here. Look, he's a bit more like Frankie Valli, isn't he? You know, like Jersey boys.
Yeah.
Is that what you asked for when you go?
What, a Jersey boys haircut? I'll go in there for the good old school 0.5 back and sides, blend, and then take some off the top.
Blend. I've had a couple of blends lately. I've got a lot of stick for it on Twitter. People are like,
what number did you get?
Fade.
Oh, you got a fade?
Yeah.
Oh wow, he's telling about the years, isn't
it? A blend.
Huh?
What's the difference between a fade and a blend?
Oh no, I think it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, But people on Twitter against me, Ed, what are you doing with the fade? You're 38.
But I've noticed, like, on the side sometimes, like, you can tell you have got the sides blended, trimmed off and left the top on.
That's what we're doing. Anyway, carry on.
Carry on anyway. Alright, so we all know why we're here today. Obviously George Groves picked Jamie Cox, the number one. He had the number one overall pick, to be fair, and he decided to pick Jamie Cox. So, I mean, what do you make of the fight as well? And additionally, what do you make of the fact that he chose Jamie first? Because you could choose.
Yeah, I thought it was. I mean, I don't think it was the smartest pick, but it was probably the most exciting pick. And George is a bit quirky. You know, he likes to sort of do things that people don't expect him to do, and no one expected him to pick Cox because you had Brandt and you had Skoglund, who are much easier fights than Cox. So, well, in my opinion, but it was an all-British fight, good for boxing, and obviously we're over the moon because Jamie Cox came to us a few months ago and we've given him one fight. Now he's fighting for the WBA world title against George Groves, so happy days.
Absolutely, and obviously, you know, from we asked Jamie this as well, and he said that he's going to be very smart in the ring on the night. But what blueprint do you think Jamie Cox is going to have to defeat
the blueprint's there, isn't it? I mean, like, everyone knows. It's not like George Groves is a secret, but it's one thing having the blueprint and then other thing executing it. Do you know what I mean? Everyone knows you've got to hit George Groves hard on the chin, and you've got to wear him down, and you've got to make him gas. It's easier said than done. You know, people have tried it in the past. Martin Murray was a good example. He knew what he had to do, he couldn't do it. George, it's very hard. It's a very big super middleweight, and Jamie does have to be smart in this fight, but also he's got to be aggressive. You know, and we know Groves can be hurt, and Jamie can really punch. And people in boxing give him a lot more chance than people outside of the boxing circle.
Okay, and obviously we asked Callum a question about a TV deal for the series, and obviously you have Callum Smith and you have Jamie Cox in this tournament,
and Mike Perez.
Exactly. So you've got three of the fighters. So I mean, do you know anything about TV deal?
I mean, they're talking to everybody. I think ITV have probably got a fair shout. We're not in for it. We were interested in a couple of events, but not. I don't think that's really their plan. I don't think they're looking just to give it away and jump, like, you know, they've got a lot of money, so they're looking for the right deal as well. I didn't see any broadcasters here today, but it's a good concept. You know, it's good for boxing. I'm excited about it. And the other promoters, you know, fans, like, for years have sort of begrudged promoters that stop things from happening and try and block things and, you know, let politics get in the way. And then when this happens, fans are like, how come you've let Jamie Cox and Callum Smith and Mike Whyte Perry's getting the tournament, because it's great opportunities for them. You know what I mean? They come out in 9 or 10 months, they could be superstars, and they've made a lot of money. So great, brilliant, and I'm really excited to see how the tournament develops. Logistically, it's really difficult. I'll take my hat off to them. I'm sure I could do it. You know, next week they're in Germany, then Liverpool, then San Antonio, then Ukraine. Then, you know, it's really tough, but it's exciting for boxing and good for the fighters.
We'll ask you about Anthony Joshua, of course. I saw something on social media the other day, apparently that, this is a few days ago now, that apparently if he doesn't agree to fight Ortiz in 5 days, that will be stripped.
No, that was from Ortiz's manager.
Yeah,
you can't just get stripped. You know, if Ortiz is basically hoping for two things. One, he fights Deontay Wilder and we give him a step aside, which is an athlete. And the other one is that they strip Anthony Joshua, which isn't happening either. You know, we have to deal with the rules, and the rules are that for a unified champ, the mandatories will get dealt with in a chronological order. Joshua-Pulev has been waiting for a year, and the IBF mandatory has been waiting for a year. Ortiz a few months. So it's pretty obvious that that is what we're allowed to do. No problem fighting Ortiz in February, March. We'll sign to fight him now. They don't want to fight Anthony Joshua, they'd rather fight Deontay Wilder. I've already offered them a deal to fight Joshua. They can have a warm-up on the October 28th card and fight Joshua in February. They want to fight Wilder, but they also want a few quid off us. Not happening. Or they want to try and get Joshua stripped. Not happening either. So we're also up for fighting the Wilder-Ortiz winner.
Okay. Unification fight? Absolutely.
So whatever. We're just, you know, going through the process and following the rules and making sure we clear up all our mandatories.
Additionally, with the situation with Joshua-Pulev, I saw actually this going a few weeks ago on your Twitter that I think someone tweeted you saying, Ed, you must be crazy thinking Joshua-Pulev will sell out Millennium Stadium Cardiff, and you were like, no, absolutely, actually will. That was your response to the gentleman who tweeted you. So, yeah, firstly, is Joshua-Pulev happening on this proposed October 28th?
It looks like
Cardiff?
it, yeah. Well, Joshua's next fight will be announced next week.
Okay.
It will be a much bigger undercard than the Klitschko fight because Pulev is not Klitschko. So yeah, it will sell out. I mean, Joshua is the biggest star in world boxing, and it will be a great show, great card. And Joshua-Pulev is a good fighter. So I'm very confident, and we'll get an announcement next week.
So it's confirmed that he will fight Pulev next, and most likely in Cardiff.
Yeah, you'll get an announcement next week. That's the plan. We'll be tying it up over the weekend.
Okay, and on Instagram the other day, there's a photo of you and Derek Short Park. Obviously Derek had his thing that, and then you put one up on your Instagram with Dillian Whyte the other day. You two together. Well, he did at Matchroom HQ. So obviously those two photos were like within a few days of each other. I think
I'm looking to do some stuff with Derek. I mean, I don't think Dillian and Derek will happen next. But I think it can happen. And obviously, if I've got them both under the umbrella, working with them, there's a good chance of that. Dillian wants to fight for a world title. He wants to be in the fights that are going to put him in the mix to fight for a world title. So, but he also understands the fans want to see this Chisora fight. It's a big money fight. I'd like to see it. So I think you will see that fight at some point in the future.
So as you said, it won't be next.
It won't be next. No.
Okay, and you're looking to do some stuff with Derek?
Yeah. I think he proved in that Dillian Whyte fight he has a lot left. I think that gave him great profile that fight, and he's training hard and he wants to be involved in big fights. I think I can give him to him.
So obviously Dillian Whyte won actually out in America against Tan. Are you looking for him to get out again before the end of the year? And if so,
he'll box on the Joshua card, looks like, on October 28th. Yeah.
Okay.
He needs to be in a big fight there, so that's the plan.
Okay.
Additionally, Haye versus Bellew, you were actually at the Haymaker gym the other day, speaking to Joe Joyce. But yeah, situation with Haye versus Bellew. I know a few weeks ago you said it was dead.
It was dead, and we had a good chat in Vegas. A bit more hopeful now, still a long way to go. But I just said to both guys, look, this is the fight, You've both got other options, Tony more options than Haye. This is the one people want to see, and this is the one that makes you the most money. So you should do it. But it's the finer details that are getting in the way. Both guys don't really want to move, and we'll see if we can convince them to drop the ego and make it happen for the fans.
So obviously Bellew's last fight was actually in March, which is going back nearly 6 months now, obviously. So obviously, I assume you're hoping to get him up before the end of the year?
He'll box on December 9th or December 16th.
Okay, and announcement will be coming soon with that, I assume?
Yeah, probably about 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay. Will defending the cruiserweight title, or?
Possibly at cruiserweight, possibly at heavyweight.
Exciting times for
great time, yeah. I mean, he's gone, huge star now. everywhere we go he gets absolutely mobbed, and I'm really pleased with the way that he's, his image is right now. She's gone from loudmouth scouser to actually loudmouth scouser who's a top bloke and actually delivers. Do you know what I mean? Rather than talks about it, gets in there, fights the best and wins.
Initially, we saw a photo of Kell Brook. He's joined camp in Spain at the moment. Obviously, last fight didn't go to plan, but I know you said to him numerous times you would like him to move up a weight.
I would, yeah.
So what's going on with Kell Brook?
He took the loss very badly actually against Errol Spence, and he got a lot of criticism over quitting, and he knew the injury that he had, and he made the decision. I want to see Kell move to 154. He's been in 2 big fights, made a lot of money, but it's not just about the money. He wants to get back to winning ways, and I think that should be a decent light middleweight fight in December in Sheffield, and then look to challenge for world honours next year.
Okay, so you potentially come back this year?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, at December date, he's back training now. His surgery was, they say, even more successful than the previous one, which held up well in that fight. So I think you'll see him fight once by the end of this year.
You're obviously out in Las Vegas for Mayweather and McGregor. What do you actually make of the fight itself, and how was the whole experience been there?
It was better than I feared, and I was worried that he would make a mockery of boxing. The fight went how I thought it would go. Mayweather would win by stoppage, but the best way to describe it, as I keep saying, is they got away with it, and I was worried they wouldn't get away with it, and it was going to damage boxing, and it was going to damage the pay-per-view market, and it didn't do any of that. In fact, it broke all kinds of records. So I think they got away with it, and it was actually, I think it was probably good for boxing, really.
Update on the stable? Any news? Other news coming? I know all your shows are pretty much mapped out for the new season.
Yeah, we're just moving into November now. To sort of start planning that. We've got York Hall tonight with the young boys coming out, kicking off the looking forward to that. Just excited, really, just keeping our head down. Boxing's gone mad. Everybody's trying to do shows. There's a massive saturation in the market. Loads of people are going to do their absolute conkers. So we just keep our head down, keep doing what we do, keep creating big events, developing young fighters, talent coming through. We'll be fine.
So this Bisping thing, is there anything to that?
Tony would like to do it. He wants to do it in a cage because he's a big UFC fan. He actually follows it and he knows. He tells me that he's very good at wrestling and all this shit. I said no. So we're sticking to boxing, and it won't be Bisping next.
Okay, fair enough. Weddy, thank you for your time today.
No worries.
Appreciate it. See you at York in a few hours.
Look forward to it.
Thanks. Cheers.